Live on YouTube, Twitter, and now Facebook. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Insider BA's Room Mill. I am your host, as always, Insider BA. Joining me this week is Macho Man Matty Savage, welcoming in the new year, because this is the first time he's on the show in the new year. Last week he couldn't join us because it was his birthday. Happy belated birthday! But if you watched yesterday's episode, I'm all over the place. Happy Monday, that's for damn sure.
Oh yeah.
If you watched last week's episode, I said gave a birthday shout out to, of course, him. So you all already knew that. See what I did there?
If you didn't know, now you know.
Now you know. The more you know, G.I. Joe. Top rumors, of course. The Young Bucks, what their offer consisted of that they declined. John Cena's WrestleMania opponent, what's going on with that? Did the freak Lars Sullivan freak out? We'll find out. And, of course, the main event is what exactly is the Royal Rumble plans for the women's division? That title, both titles, the actual match itself. We're going to find out as an event. But before we do that, Maddie, I want you to hit them up the social media if they don't know who we are yet.
For sure. Obviously, if you guys aren't following us, you're making a mistake. You got to follow us on our Twitter @_SmackTalk, Instagram @_SmackTalk. On Facebook, it's obviously you're watching us live. You can search us. It's WWE SmackTalk. We're live on YouTube right now. You can just YouTube search The People's Podcast, SmackTalk, The People's Podcast. We're coming up. We're making the climb up the ranks, baby. And of course, all of our podcasts and rumor mills and anything blog related is on our blog as well. www.smacktalk.wordpress.com. So check us out on that. If you don't get to tune in live, all the videos, you can find all our videos there too. And of course, special shout out My Fantasy Sports Talk, always supporting. Much love.
Much love. Like he was saying before, you can obviously follow us on social media. And before I get into any rumors, if you don't want to be spoiled, that's what this show is about. If you don't know that already, I suggest you tune out. Before you do that, like, follow, share, retweet. That's pretty much everything, I think.
Yeah.
And
obviously, like we mentioned, we are live on all our social media platforms aside from Instagram, of course, but that's fine.
Yep.
I'm gonna be following along here on our Twitter. I'm gonna keep retweeting, and if anybody's commenting, I will shout you out live.
Correct.
Obviously, BA's always got us up on the Facebook
going, and I already got the first comment coming in right now. Dane, welcome to the show. AEW, baby. That's for real. I would kind of wish Dango was here because he is so about it.
Oh yeah.
And I kind of wish Timo was. No, we're all about it.
Yeah.
I kind of wish Timo was here because he's about it, but he doesn't think it's going to be anything big. And that's the big debate between Dango and Timo. Maybe we'll get them on the podcast as a debate episode. We'll find out. Stay tuned. But first off, rapid rumors. What's going on in the world of the WWE and Monday Night Raw for this man, Apollo Crews? If you notice, he's been getting a lot of TV time. There's a reason. He might be getting a push in this new era of the World Wrestling Entertainment, or WWE, as they like to call it now. No more actual, whatever it's called. He's been used a lot. He won that Battle Royal, number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship. Lost that night, anyways. And apparently, I don't know about this one. But apparently he's been being called Raw's human highlight reel.
Yeah, I think Michael Cole's been saying that for a while now.
So this is going to be another big dog or another the boss Sasha Banks thing that Michael Cole wants to keep saying every week. It's the Raw's human highlight reel, Apollo Crews.
I got nothing to say about that.
I'm going to move on from that.
The only thing I can give them is, they're trying something fresh for him. I mean, his character's obviously been struggling. Titus Worldwide's done now, so
yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that big for him in general.
He
was at least a part of something, but yeah, I mean, we'll see where it takes us. I don't think it goes very far. He should be a heel, is what I definitely think should happen with him.
And that's hopefully that's the direction that they're going to go with this. Going into the comments, Dane firing right back with AEW because we were talking about that potential debate episode that Dango and Timo might do about AEW versus the WWE. He's saying it's not about taking down WWE, it's about making change. That is absolutely correct.
I agree.
Dane, and then he's commenting on what I said about Paul Cruz and what Michael Cole likes to do every week and just shove down whatever catchphrase he can think of at the time. Michael Cole is nauseating.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
But if you really look at the commentary team, do you want to listen to who's on SmackDown? Is that Todd Phillips? No. Phillips. Is it Todd Phillips?
Todd Phillips, Byron Saxton.
Oh, yeah.
Corey Graves.
No, it's not even Byron Saxton anymore. It's David Otunga.
Byron Saxton's gone?
I don't think he's gone. Something's wrong. I don't know. He had the flu, but I don't know what's going on. But I'm pretty sure David Otunga is still on the team. Yeah,
wow. That's a bummer.
Don't know what's going on.
He's out on what do they say? He's out in the world doing something right now. He's out on I
don't know where I am. Going on to the next rapid rumor. Why did Brock Lesnar and Strowman have a weird promo last week? And why didn't they get physical? Well, it's pretty clear. Strowman is still recovering from his surgery from last year, and clearly he's not cleared for any physical action. So this is why you had the awkward Braun Strowman looking into a camera while Brock Lesnar's backstage. And that was probably the worst part of Monday Night Raw. Well, I mean, that whole hour, I think, was what made the momentum go down. Then it came back up.
Yeah.
Dane, you were about Monday Night Raw at first. You were for it because it started off hot. And the momentum kind of like plateaued. And then it kind of shot back up a little. And then that Falls Count Anywhere match was definitely delivered, I think, as a main event.
Absolutely.
So I know you put on the post I put the poll I put up every week about was Raw good or bad. You were on the bad side once again. I want to hear it in the comments. Why was Raw bad last week? I definitely want to hear it. But before you say that, I'm going to shout out your comment right here. Mauro Ranallo is the best there is right now. Damn right. It's unfortunate that his mental. We're going to get into that, by the way, in one of our top rumors.
Oh. Mauro Ranallo made the top.
No, not Mauro Ranallo. Maybe someone freaked out, a.k.a. Lars Sullivan. Why? And it kind of involves the whole Mauro Ranallo situation that happened a few years ago, last year. I'm not sure how long ago, with JBL and all the bullying and the anxiety and whatever mental disorder there is. But before we get into that, last rapid rumor, AJ Styles and what his plans are going into WrestleMania apparently is to go up against Randy Orton. I guess. I don't know. I mean, I like Randy Orton. I like that he's a heel again. That's for damn sure. That's definitely better than him being a babyface. Apparently, the original plan was for when SmackDown goes to Fox. Correct me if I'm wrong. SmackDown goes to Fox. Vince wants to have Randy Orton as the WWE champion, just because of the fact that he feels like Randy Orton is that guy that is just that image to be on Fox.
I mean, I can't say I disagree with Vince on that. I mean, Randy Orton's been in the business for over a decade now. I think we could say that. Yeah. He's proven that he can change characters multiple times and still get over with the crowd, still be entertaining, still be Randy Orton, be the legend killer, be whatever you need to be.
I'm not against it.
He is there, and that's why I think Randy Orton versus AJ Styles would be a great match.
It would be a great match.
I think the storyline right there could easily write itself. That would just be Randy Orton's next prey.
It's gonna be interesting. Dane just got back to me about why Raw was bad. This is gonna be good. One good match does not make a good show. Okay, that was the main event. I'm assuming that's what you're pertaining to. It did start off interesting with McIntyre challenging John Cena, but they quickly go to their the regular 6-man tags, and it just kept on going downhill from there. I do see what you're saying. They used all their firepower in the first 30 minutes or 45 minutes of the show by using John Cena, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose was in that match.
Too, yep.
Apollo Crews. Who was in that? Bobby Lashley, right?
I don't even remember that.
And Elias, I believe.
Yeah.
Or Elias was later in the show with Baron Corbin.
That was separate.
That's actually when I started getting boring with when I got a little upset with the show. I actually decided to go take a shower during the Elias versus. I love Elias, But Baron Corbin, I just can't stand you. You are boring Corbin to me. You will always be boring. That's just my slang for it. And then you went into after that was the promo for the Lesnar and Braun Strowman title feud that they have going on, which was terrible. And then you had was it Jinder Mahal, Apollo Crews, that crap again with Alicia Fox and Ember Moon.
Yep. And then
probably a good match. Actually, it was a quick match.
Alexa Bliss.
I did like the Bliss moment, whatever it is, because I'm a Alexa Bliss fan, of course. But Ronda's always smiling. It is what it is. You can't. It is. I'm not gonna talk about Ronda Rousey anymore. But Sasha Banks was the biggest shocker of the night, out of left field or RKO out of nowhere, right there with her just. I'm just gonna be in the title feud now, title scene, because why not? I guess that's gonna be just another person they're feeding to Ronda Rousey before she hopefully loses that belt at WrestleMania. Hopefully, we shall see.
One can only hope.
One can only hope. One more comment. Exactly my point. You can't even remember who's in the 6-man tag. All guys that no one has investment in.
Ooh, he got you there. Well, you got me too, because I don't even remember.
It's been a week. Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
We'll give
you that point, Dean.
We'll give you that one right there. But going into the top rumors now, the Young Bucks and what they declined. Triple H offered the Bucks roughly the same amount of money as former WWE champion, should say, AJ Styles. A clause related to being the elite show that is on YouTube every week was for it to be a weekly show on the WWE Network. So that was a clause in their contract. And involved in that was during their first 6 months, they could pull out from their contract if they did not like how they were being used. So WWE had big plans for them at the Rumble and some huge match at WrestleMania. That would have been 3 months right there. 4 if you count because it's January to April, whatever WrestleMania likes to land on. Yeah, another 2 months after that, and then you would have got stuck in a contract. It's definitely
so basically, if that ever happened, then once the 6 months were up, they were out.
Not out. They were stuck.
They would have been out. They wouldn't even made it 6 months.
You don't think they would make it 6 months?
No. We had a lot of high hopes for tag teams like Gallows and Anderson coming from New Japan, and they blew that hard.
Yeah. I definitely I see what you're saying by that. Speaking of Gallows and Anderson, their contracts, I believe, do come up September, or is that Shinsuke Nakamura? I saw it today. Shinsuke or Gallows, AJ Styles, like those are all guys that their contracts are ending this year. Jim Ross, another one, March. He'll most likely be jumping ship to AEW because he is heavily involved. And another one is who was the first on the list I saw today? It was JR, Gallows and Anderson, Shinsuke, AJ Styles. Oh, and Paige. I don't see Paige going anywhere. Unless that's a shocker right there. She jumps to AEW. I highly doubt it because they have that movie coming out with her and The Rock. So we'll see. Going with the next comment. Let's see. Dane, I think Nakamura is up in March. I think he's later in the year, Dane. I could be wrong. Ty Dillinger is actually the biggest one that I don't know if his contract ends this year, but he's the one that tweeted the day of and a few days before, like cryptic tweets about AEW and how he definitely wants to jump ship because he's definitely not being utilized to his full potential in the WWE because WWE sucks. You know how that is. Listen, I'm with Dane when you come to the main roster, it's a demotion. If you're not, it is because look at Finn Balor. You look at all these guys that come up and they just don't get used, and that's it. You just get lost in the shuffle. This whole new era, it's going to be good at first, and then it'll just be back to the old WWE.
It's too bad that they're not able to balance out all the talent that they have because this is the greatest roster that I think they've had of all time. Obviously, we had the days of Stone Cold and The Rock, but when you look back into those days, man, like there was a lot of crap wrestlers.
A lot of crap. You had Taka Michinoku, you had Al Snow, Val Venus. I mean, classic names.
Yeah,
but nothing like it is today.
The talent right now is it's superior. It's amazing, and it's just too bad that they can't capitalize and utilize them to their full potential.
It's very unfortunate.
So yes, I do agree. Once you get the call up from NXT, it's really a demotion to the minor leagues. The way for that particular superstar itself, even though he is coming into the WWE.
Yes.
So before you get to your next one, I just want to shout out Kyle on Twitter. Said, "What's up, guys?" And I think this is going to tag along here with your next rumor. Is it true that Lars is leaving the WWE?
So that is actually the third top rumor, but it does include the second top rumor. So
here comes some Lars Sullivan for you.
Lars Sullivan, pretty much, he kind of focuses around top rumors this week, but he's not the main event because I still think he sucks. John Cena is expected to face Lars Sullivan at WrestleMania this year. That is the plans that they currently have planned for Cena and his opponent at WrestleMania. Weeks of the Freak teasing his debut in the main roster. He's apparently going to eventually just come out, beat the crap out of Cena, because then it's going to lead into WrestleMania for a match.
So hopefully, I guess what's happening here is another passing of the torch by Cena. Like, when he lost to Rusev, and he lost to Kevin Owens, and he lost to Bray Wyatt.
Right.
And now it's going to be Lars Sullivan.
Yeah.
Where are all those guys now?
Exactly.
Kevin Owens is injured. I'll give him that. He's got the most
He'll be
success.
back at the Rumble.
Rusev's actually a champ right now.
Rusev's a champ. Happy Rusev
It's
Day.
about damn time. And Bray Wyatt, still waiting for him.
Yeah,
Royal Rumble.
Most likely Royal Rumble. That's going to be a nice bonus point. Rumble. By the way, People's Podcast returns next Thursday. Not this Thursday. Next Thursday. The Royal Rumble predictions.
That's my favorite one.
It's the favorite one. There's so many bonus points.
I mean, I love WrestleMania, but the Royal Rumble just brings so much interaction from the people out, the people watching us, tagging along with all of our bonus points. Who's the first? Who's the last? Who's in the ring the longest? Man, yeah. I can't wait for next Thursday.
Definitely going to be interesting. Going into the comments, Dane saying, Paige won't leave. She can't compete regardless. Correct, but she could have a backstage role or something in AEW, so there's always that potential. Let's see. Triple H is apparently getting rid of main event. I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
Main event, the show?
The show itself. I don't know. Do they still have Superstars as a show? They're all stupid shows anyways. And then let's say, can't say Cena buries people. I am not going to talk about John Cena, but I will say in his long career, he buried a lot of people. He is not burying people now, so
no, I'm not. No, he's definitely
not burying anybody now. But don't say he never buried anybody, because he did. Way back 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half, when I picked Rusev for a podcast, it was Battleground.
The flag match.
That was thank you. The flag match, and the reason why I got chopped at that pay-per-view is because I picked Rusev, the man who should have won.
You never forget those things, I guess.
I never forget chops. They always hurt every single time. Stay tuned next week to see who gets chopped for what pay-per-view was it that just ended?
Man, I don't know, but
it's 6 weeks. It's a 6-week build-up for Rumble. So
TLC.
Yes, TLC.
I'm just trying to remember. Did I win or lose that? Stay tuned.
Stay tuned next week. We're gonna find out.
Hope I don't get chopped.
Speaking still on Lars Sullivan, did he freak out this past week or last week before backstage Monday Night Raw? Apparently, according to the reports, Lars Sullivan appeared at the arena ahead of last week's Monday Night Raw, was scheduled to be part of a dark match. This was until he reportedly suffered an anxiety attack, and after speaking to officials, was able to leave the building. He was then scheduled to be part of SmackDown Live in Jacksonville that last Tuesday.
Not.
He was, and instead flew home to Colorado. The original report states that Sullivan was sent home, but new information has come to light about this situation. Apparently, Sullivan was never in Orlando where Raw took place last week, or Jacksonville where SmackDown took place, nor was he home in Colorado. But it's thought that W has become much more sensitive with mental illnesses because of Mauro Ranallo. There's the Mauro Ranallo that we were talking about from earlier in the show. And they're being more cautious with this whole what's wrong with Lars Sullivan and mental disorders, if there's anything. But as far as the report, we don't know if I think it's true that he did freak out. I mean, your show. I don't know. It's a very, very weird. Maybe he has a problem. We don't know. We're not going to touch base on it because it's none of our business, of course. But that's basically what happened. Or if it did happen or not, who knows? Take everything with a grain of salt.
Hey, he's going to dethrone John Cena, right? Maybe.
Maybe
We'll
we'll
see.
see if the plans are still planned. Unless they got scrapped because of if this really happened, you can't no-show an event because that's no good. No bueno.
But let me just tag off real quick.
Yep.
Kyle over on Twitter asked a couple questions. One, how long do you think Daniel Bryan title reign is going to last? So I'll tag off that real quick. I think it's going to go to WrestleMania. I would be surprised to see him lose at the Royal Rumble in a couple weeks. But again, I don't know.
Like I said with the Randy Orton rumor and AJ Styles, if they want to have Randy Orton as champ, you would think it'd be a long champ, like tenured champion going into when they switch over to Fox, which is October of this year.
Yep.
So I don't know. Maybe AJ Styles wins this not this Sunday, 2 Sundays in 2 weeks against Daniel Bryan, and then loses his title at WrestleMania to Randy Orton, and then Orton is champ from April going into when SmackDown goes to Fox. Unless we have a superstar shakeup, Randy Orton comes to. There's so many possibilities. He could lose. He could lose at the Rumble. Could. We'll see.
So Kyle's second wants to just hear our thoughts. He thinks Undertaker retires at WrestleMania.
This WrestleMania?
This is the final WrestleMania.
I can see it. I can see it. He's heavily rumored for the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
So that would be like the sign that he's done.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can say about that is, Undertaker, he's a classic. I'm not taking anything away from him and his 21-1 streak and whatever it's at now, 23-1. I don't know, but 22-1.
There's 2. There's 2 losses.
Oh, that's right. He's lost twice, man.
He lost twice now.
Anyway, it's time. It's great when you hear the gong and he comes out and it's like, by God, it's the Undertaker. He's taking over the world again. It's been great, but it's time to hang up the boots.
It is, and definitely, it's time to ride off into the sunset. How about that? Going off something I said earlier, it was actually misquoted. Triple H probably wants to get rid of the term main roster, not main event. That's what.
Oh.
Yeah. So the main roster term, I did hear that actually. He wants to get rid of the main roster term because. Hey, you know what? How about just give the damn keys to Triple H and just let him do it. Just let him be the man. Vince, just step aside. Go worry about XFL. How about that? And then
that could be the plan, though. That's coming up in next year, 2020.
So hopefully
that could be the time Vince finally says,
gives up the keys to the door.
It's time.
You know what?
Keys to the car.
Door, car. They both open everything.
Yeah, but it's.
Keys to the car?
Keys to the car.
What do you guys think? Is it keys to the car, keys to the door?
Keys to the car.
How about keys to the gate? Beat that. Main event, top rumor. The women's plans for the Royal Rumble. Well, this is I've been talking about it a lot, so you kind of have an idea of what I'm going to say.
If you've been tuning in.
Exactly. I've been talking about Becky Lynch. Been talking about Asuka, Charlotte, Ronda Rousey. Those are the 4. That's going to be around basically the biggest thing going into. Carmella actually gets thrown in it too. But Becky Lynch will be looking to reclaim her women's championship from Asuka at the Royal Rumble because she won last Tuesday.
Yes.
But Lynch is now expected to lose that match so that she can become a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble match and go on to win the chance to face Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. Lynch and Rousey is then expected. That match is supposed to be made official so that Charlotte is then added to the match down the line if she is able to win her place at Fastlane or Elimination Chamber.
Wow.
So we might get that triple threat main event.
So
if not, we're going to get Becky Lynch versus Ronda, which I am so for.
Right, yeah. I mean, triple threat or singles match, as long as Becky Lynch is in that match.
Ooh.
That's what I need to see. So hold on, I'm just trying to. So this situation has Becky losing to Asuka, then winning the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
not her and Charlotte tie, none of that crap.
Right.
Becky Lynch wins the Royal Rumble.
I know my thought process. To me, Timo has his own thought process, but he thinks a lot in his own head. I'll tell you Tim's plan. He thinks Becky wins against Asuka, enters the Rumble, wins the Rumble, and then still, as a champ, faces Ronda Rousey at the show.
Screw it.
Why not? Me, I think Becky loses, enters the Rumble, and Becky and Charlotte both eliminate themselves. Your co-winners, who do you guys want to face? Pick a different brand. Guess what? They don't pick a different brand because they're stubborn. They got to pick Ronda Rousey because they want to get the top dog or top female dog. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I think. But
then with Charlotte, she's gonna win a match at either Fastlane or Elimination Chamber,
and this will make her
be added into this match.
Yeah.
Well, Oscar, you suck again.
You suck again, Oscar.
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant as always. Like I said last year with Timo.
He fakes the fake.
Exactly. This is a good one right here. Dane said, "Keys to the Kingdom."
Oh, damn.
That's a good one too.
That's pretty good. I see what he did there. Damn.
Dane commented on us. I think Becky wins, Charlotte wins the Rumble, and they have a unification match at WrestleMania with Ronda Rousey.
That was what I could see happening. I just didn't know if they were going to go down that route of having just one women's champion. Keep both brands. I mean,
you're going to have one women's tag team champion.
Right. And supposedly they're going to get rid of the whole dual brands, right? Isn't that another rumor?
No, I thought that was shot down.
Oh, well,
we might.
I must have missed.
I think the Superstar Shakeup will get the people on Fox so that it becomes more of a big show.
Yeah,
and then Raw will just be boring as always for 3 hours, so you fall asleep by the 10 o'clock hour. But it's definitely going to be interesting. There is one more Rumor Mill show, of course, before the Royal Rumble. Like I said, the People's Podcast returns next Thursday, the 24th. That's my number, favorite number. Maybe I'll win. Maybe I'll get chopped.
Yeah,
we shall find out.
Good math.
Good math. Thank you. 2 + 2, 4. -1, 3. Where's Nate Cadero at? Quick maths. If you haven't already, like, share, retweet, follow, do everything you got to do. Check out my Fantasy Sports Talk because they always get us out there. The links are in the description if you don't know what he just said in the beginning of the show, or you can rewind because we're going to go end the video and you just rewind and just go back. Other than that, I'm Insider BA.
Macho Man Matty Savage.
Take everything I say with a grain of salt. This has been Insider BA's Rumor. I'll see you all next week. Peace. Deuces too sweet.
Here we go.
Boom. Boom. Dun, 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 dun.